boys in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
Hey, it's the Pizza Party Podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
Hey, I'm
Nolan. I don't have a joke this time.
And who's the other guy?
Wait.
Me.
Who's this?
Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
How? Tell us. How are you doing?
I'm.
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Nolan.
No. Okay. This is
I'm
Chris.
but just
This is Chris, and like he followed me around during Comic-Con, and every time like a fan finds me because they see I have a Pan Pizza shirt, he always says, "Oh, hi, I'm Nolan," which is a fucking lie.
Oh my god. What the fuck? My identity is being stolen from me.
Yeah, that's identity theft. Identity theft is no joke.
Yeah. What the fuck, Chris?
Yeah.
What? It's not okay to steal some people's fame? Come on.
Yeah, you mean like the way you stole Ken's position, you asshole?
Oh yeah, this is our new replacement.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Ken is like David Lee Roth, and this guy's like Sammy Hagar.
Ooh.
That's too obscure for me. I don't know what you just said.
Okay, that wasn't meant. Yeah, there's like two fans just asked their dad, "Hey, I know you like Van Halen, but what's the deal with Sammy Hagar?" That's what, like, seriously, someone paused this and asked their dad in the van to school that reference.
Chris, explain who you are.
Okay. In actuality, my name is Chris. I live here in sunny California. I'm not going to say the exact location. I am a student in community college at the moment, but I have a passion for animation. And over the past year, I've been trying to get my way in the animation industry, and I would say that I'm pretty close. And I met Pan at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was like, hey, I know, a bunch of people at Titmouse. And then Pan was like, oh, that's cool. Want to be on the podcast? And I was like, sure. So that's why I'm here.
He begged to be on the podcast.
I did. I did. That's the.
You didn't make him like eat a sock full of pennies like you did that other person.
No, not this time.
You don't want to know what I had to do to get on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's all on the deep web. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, you'll see it eventually. So the next video is gonna be Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
The movie or TV series?
The movie, but I touch on the TV series. Remember Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah.
I saw that movie in theaters with my dad. I remember it.
I remember that as if it was
2001. Was it? 2002.
It was 2001.
Yesterday.
It was nominated the same year as Monsters, Inc. and Shrek.
The thing about the Oscars is that they're full of very rich celebrities, and at a certain point, people were like, "Yeah, animation is cool," and then at a certain point, new people came in with funding, and was like, "Yeah, animation is not really that cool." Not to say they hate animation, but there's definitely a lot less approval.
No, that's true. They had to get. It wasn't until Katzenberg had to like really fight to get that category. Like, and they'd been talking about it for like 7, 8 years trying to get the best animated feature. Because like if you were animated, the only thing you'd win before was best song, which is like pretty pathetic.
Wasn't there a time when Beauty and the Beast almost won Best Picture?
It was nominated, but Silence of the Lambs beat it. But the way it did it, the way everyone says it did it, was it played what's called, and if you get one of the older DVDs, you can watch it. It's called the Work in Progress cut. And they played at the New York Film Festival. No one had seen animated film that wasn't completely finished before. So people were so fascinated by it. They ended up, critics and all these big people go to the New York Film Festival. And so that helped it get nominated because people were so like, oh my God, I didn't realize how much work goes into this. I just thought it just appeared or something. But it is, watch the Work in Progress cut of Beauty and the Beast. Is if you're into animation and are learning about animation, it's a really good thing to watch. I don't know if it's on the Blu-rays, but I have on the older DVDs, it has it.
Yeah, I'm always amazed that like critics that are well into their like middle ages and upwards always just view animation as just like this thing that happens. Like nobody ever considers that,
Yeah.
hey, maybe this is a lot of hard work.
Or they don't know the history of it, or sometimes I'll read something from them and I go, I feel like you just lowballed this whole review and went, it's nice. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm glad you gave it a good review, but it seems like incredibly patronizing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there was that thing, I think 2 years ago when Frozen was nominated for something, like, all the people voting for who wins this Best Animation Award, they were like, I didn't see any of the movies, I guess I'll give it to Disney, Frozen.
Oh, yeah, there was this
Yeah,
Variety
that happened,
or Hollywood. It was like a story by
Cartoon
Variety or
Group.
Hollywood Reporter, and they interviewed people who voted, and that's what they kept saying about animated feature. That's why Disney always wins, because
And it's gonna suck this year because Charlie Kaufman, director of what's it called, Being John Malkovich, he's coming out with an animated film this year called Anomalisa, and that's probably not going to win animated film.
Well,
and that's
I don't know if Inside Out also came out this year, so I think Inside Out might win. I haven't talked to anyone who's seen the Charlie Kaufman thing, so I can't say.
It's not out yet. It's coming out this December.
But you know what else is eligible for Best Animated Feature? Regular Show the movie.
Yay!
I looked at the eligible list and I was like, oh, because it played in a theater for a week. That's why they did that. So it could be eligible. I don't think it'll get it, and I don't know if it should, but I would enjoy that it did.
Of all the what if Hell and Back gets
Oh
the award?
God, no! Please, no! Oh God,
Strange Magic didn't get on the eligible list, which I was surprised by. Because all you have to be is an animated film released in theaters. You don't have to be good to be eligible. It's not like they used to put like even like even the Chipmunks movie, just so they could have because if you have over a certain amount, you can have 5 nominees, and so they just put anything they could. That would be. But the list is, hold on, I can send you the list.
This reminds me, like, during the Kids' Choice Awards for Nickelodeon, they always, like, I don't know, there's a real bias on their best animated films, because, like, one year they had SpongeBob, Fairy Oddparents, and Tom and Jerry. Like, no Adventure Time, nothing recent. Tom and Jerry's just there as a placeholder.
Well,
I wouldn't lie.
Like,
as serious as everyone takes the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice.
I do.
Actually, I'm looking at the list right now. There's a couple movies I haven't seen. There's The Boy and the Beast by, I forget his name, Mamoru Hosoda, who directed Summer Wars and The Girl Who Left Through Time. And then there's, which is actually, that's pretty good. And then there's Shaun the Sheep, the movie. I love that movie. I actually think that was better than Inside Out, in my opinion.
I think that might get nominated, but who knows, because so much can change between now and when these things happen. It could come out that Shaun of the Sheep is really Nazi propaganda, and no one will vote for it.
I did not see that coming.
Oh.
Watch, like, in a month, you're like, how did he know?
Damn, like, it was just a joke, but someone takes that fan theory and makes it into a legit thing.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's, like, going like, the same kid who asked his dad about Sammy Hagar goes, Dad, we have to go to Redbox right now.
Let's investigate this film.
I'm taking the day off to watch Shaun the Sheep and write my fan theory on Tumblr.
I don't like how Sean's holding out his arm like that. It looks like a Hail Hitler sign. Something strange is here. But hey, you want to get into the news?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey, remember Dragon's Lair by Don Bluth?
I mean, Dragon's
Yes.
Yeah.
dyslexic idiot.
Ouch. Oh.
Head down the path to the wandering trail on the
soon.
left, and you will find the dragon's lair.
Chris, no one understands your Samurai Jack quotes. 3 people are gonna get it.
At the fork in the road, follow the rocky path. It will take you to the dragon's lair.
Where will the other one take me?
Space Ace!
No one understands you, Chris.
No.
Okay, so Don Bluth is making a Kickstarter for Dragon's Lair. He's requesting $500,000, although it's not for the movie. It's for like an Atomatic, I believe. What was it? Anyone know?
I thought it was to pitch the movie to studios, to be like a proof of concept.
Yeah, proof of concept to pitch to studios. So you're not really getting a movie. If this succeeds, you're getting well, you're not getting it. The studios are getting a pitch they need to see.
Wait, that's what it was? I thought it was like, if you fund this Kickstarter, then we can put Dragon's Lair on a Blu-ray disc and you can watch the movie rather than play the game.
Haven't they done that with a DVD?
Oh no, I think I don't know. I know it's all on YouTube. You can watch all the animated parts.
They actually released Dragon's Lair on Game Boy Color.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the actual, like the full motion video on Game Boy Color. The same footage, but like with 3 colors instead, and it's like amazing that why would they do this?
Well, because that's just a simple term in technology we call compression. Like, you can do that with anything.
I know, but why?
It's just whether or not why. My answer is just so that way, okay, here's the thing. Compressing a video game is a lot easier than making a brand new game. Like, did you guys ever play Dragon's Lair on the NES?
Yeah, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, it's a totally different game. Rather than doing that on the Game Boy, they just thought, hey, why don't we just, take the games and make it, what is it called? Like Simon Says, and compress the whole game. It takes time, but it saves a lot of time and makes more money. So that's why they do it. It doesn't matter how shitty a game. And this was before the internet. So if the game was really, really bad, they already got your money. It didn't matter.
Unless you read a magazine.
What issue of Nintendo Power honestly had like Dragon's Lair on Game Boy?
I'm sure
nobody covered it.
Hey, I remember I found out about this game on Nintendo Power. That's how I found it.
Honestly. Well, I fucked myself up in the ass. Shit, I didn't know that.
Look, I read a lot of Nintendo Power during the N64 era. I know these things. Just because you can doesn't mean you should make a Dragon's Lair for Game Boy. Like, why not just make it for Dragon's Lair for Atari, like even less colors?
They did.
No. Not the full motion. If they did, I'm pretty sure it's not the full motion video version.
It's just like a little thing pointing a sword at stuff.
Like, you're going into minimalist territory.
Yeah, honestly, this whole thing reminds me of when Capcom decided, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to port the entirety of Resident Evil 1 onto Game Boy Color. And they got 95% into it, and then they were just like, hey guys, I don't think this was a good idea.
Oh, gee, you think? Oh, God.
I mean, it's like a joke version. I mean, it's weird that they were done, but they were like, yeah, screw it, who cares?
Well, they were almost done. Yeah, almost. Like they got a considerable amount done. Oh. And I think there's a ROM online, if I'm not mistaken. And I
think a couple of years ago, like there was actually some guy online, like saying, like, "Hey, I have the original ROM of Resident Evil, this version or something, and if anybody wants it, you'll have to pay me $1,000." Which
that's not too bad.
I'm actually surprised no one paid that much, because that seems like a fair amount in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like change.
Well, I guess it's like a collectible, like, hey, the original ROM files of Resident Evil Game Boy. Gee whiz. This is a great game. They did the same with Donkey Kong Country. They put that into Game Boy Color, and
it was okay.
It looks like shit.
I had it growing up. Here's the thing. I had it growing up as a kid, so there might be a little bit biased that, but I went back and replayed it. It's okay. It's not, great. It's just okay.
But yeah, they also port it to Game Boy Advance, which of course is going to look a lot better, since Game Boy Advance looks almost as good as Super Nintendo. Yeah, but Dragon's Lair, the Kickstarter, so it's not the movie. It's a concept pitch or something. The same thing.
Yeah, they did. They did port to Donkey Kong Country to Game Boy Advance. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I gotta pick that up now.
Told you. So the same thing happened with the movie. Well, the comic book adaptation to movie adaptation of The Goon. Anyone remember this Kickstarter?
Oh yeah.
I remember The Goon. Did that succeed?
Well, it got its Kickstarter money, but we never heard anything from it.
Well, proof of concepts happen quite frequently. Like I know they did one for 50 Shades of Grey, but they also did the first short in Sin City with the first Sin City. That was made as a proof of concept to show to Frank Miller, and that's how he got the rights to make the movie. So they happen quite a lot, but usually you never see them because they're just there as to be like, will this work? And they can be like, yes or no.
Yeah,
you know?
same with District 9 and such.
Oh, District 9 has... Oh, I remember that short because when he was doing the Halo thing, that short went everywhere because everyone was like, who is this guy who's going to do Halo? And then didn't do Halo, but was going to.
Wasn't Steven Spielberg supposed to be the director of the Halo TV series?
What?
Yeah. This
Steven
was
Spielberg.
like... This was a previous thing, but he's like an executive producer, which means I'm sure they showed him a script and he said, yeah, that looks like a script. 10%.
Yeah, I mean, they already made a Halo movie. It's called Starship Troopers.
That's a good movie. I like that movie.
Well, because pretty much every great video game is always like a knockoff of a famous film. Like Metroid is just aliens and stuff.
Yeah.
Contra's just Rambo and Predator.
Rambo and aliens mixed together.
Rambo, aliens, and Predator all together.
And you couldn't. The thing is like Starship Troopers is a really good movie, so it'd be hard to do better than that unless you made it stupid, which is why no one watches Starship Troopers 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, if they make a movie, everyone's just going to say, well, this is just like Starship Troopers. Or if they make an Uncharted movie, everyone's going to say, oh, this is just Indiana Jones.
It'd be, yeah, it's like you have to have a theory for it, you know.
Hold on, I have a question for you, Jim. The Goonies. Did people compare the Goonies to Indiana Jones back in the day?
Maybe. I mean, they were both written. Spielberg produced Goonies, so I think people just like didn't. It's semi like it, but I don't think it's enough that you'd really say anything about it. I think the posters are more like each other than the movies.
Yes, fair enough. I think when you like, if you write it in a specific way that feels different, people will be like, oh, it's a good movie. So.
I mean, if it's good enough, people will like, it's a knockoff, but at least it's a fun movie. Like, I guess Tintin, that's essentially your Indiana Jones. Well, it's just an adventure film, really.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, it's Spielberg again. So, but he made it because when he made Indiana Jones, all the French critics were like, "Oh, this is like Le Tintin." So, and Spielberg then went and read Tintin. Like he'd never. It's not a big American comic, and so he was like, "What is Tintin?" And he read it, and then he made the movie. Well, he made the movie like 30 years later, but It is like kind of the better. It's like the better fourth Indiana Jones movie is how I look at Tintin.
Yeah, I mean, like Tintin did horribly in America, like financial wise for the movie, but like overseas, it made all its money back in a lot more.
Well, they didn't expect it to make money here. It did okay for a property nobody's heard of, but even when I saw it in New York, there was like a little European kid in the back going like, "Oh, Snowy" and stuff. But like there was no American kids. It was all like European people in the theater. It was really strange. It was like, but it's not the kind of movie you'd expect.
I went to go see the movie with my dad. Literally, there was one grown man all the way in the back. And the funniest thing was that after we watched the movie, my dad said hello to him. Turns out he was a Vietnam general. And he talked for like days about his. It was the weirdest thing. We watched the movie and then we talked to this Vietnam general, and he was really nice about it. So that was fun,
What the are you talking about?
Damn, now I forgot what I was gonna say.
There were a lot of like clearly like European tourists and stuff there. It was a weird like what is going on here? But like most Americans I talked to didn't see it because I read Tintin a little bit, and I read the comics it was based on, but no one else was that into it. So it's kind of cool because, Spielberg directed the actors, and then he went, "Okay, I'm done. Peter Jackson, do all this other crap with the CG and shit. I'm going to go make Warhorse." It's like Peter Jackson's Access, but with Spielberg's like actually understanding story and action sequences.
But this reminds me, like, I remember I watched Tintin, like, forever ago on, like, 90s Nickelodeon. Like, in, I don't know, like, 98 or something. And I remember there was...
Yeah, they played at, like, 8 a.m. or something like that.
There was a scene where Tintin, like, I don't know, I forget, he just punches someone, And I thought it'd be really funny if I were to just like walk up to my cousin and punch her in the face. Anyway,
The
next
movie
news.
is actually kind of. The movie is
How
kind
did that? Wait, how did that go?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, you just blanked that out. Wow, that's bad. You just have a blank in your memory.
This is why they say that cartoons are imitatable.
When I was like really little, I was like 2 or 3, and my sister was like a baby. I like looked at her and went like, I wonder what would happen if I just push her over. And I did. Mom was like, Jim, you don't do that to babies. And then in my head, I honestly remember thinking, oh, okay, that's what I don't do that. It's good to know.
What the fuck?
When you're a little kid, you think things like, what happens if I do this? I don't know.
It can be fun.
And you're like,
Speaking of little kids, anybody see the Peanuts movie?
I did not. I haven't seen
not
it
yet.
I saw James
Dude,
Bond.
it's actually it's really good. The kids in that movie are assholes. They are
Oh.
pieces of shit. I'm not talking about the acting. I'm talking about like what the characters do, and it's so good. It's not the best Peanuts movie, but
Well,
I
it's the
still
only
think-
Peanuts movie, so I guess it is the best.
no. You ever watch A Day with Charlie Brown from 1969? That was in theaters. A lot of people don't remember that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but quick note on the Peanuts movie. Not the best Peanuts movie, but take your kids, go see it. It's a good movie. I like it. I approve.
Or take someone else's kids.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm hoping the Peanuts movie, it just ends on him like seeing the football by that one girl, whatever her name. He sees the football and he's gonna go run up and chase it, and then right as he's about to kick it, like it freeze frames and you just hear like
American badass, watch me kick. You can roll with rockers.
I can see that.
There's no pop music in the movie.
okay, good.
When I looked up the thing you're about, it's a day. What was it? What did you say? It's another day, Charlie Brown, or I just
A
found.
Day with Charlie Brown.
Yeah, I just found it's Arbor Day, Charlie Brown, which sounds like the worst special I've ever heard in my life.
You're in the Matrix, Charlie Brown.
It's Arbor Day. What do they sit around and go like, hey, we don't have the day off, but there's leaves on the ground or something?
It's Labor Day, Charlie Brown.
What are we going to do? We're going to sleep late and not ask questions. That's what we were going to do, Charlie.
It's better than that one canned peanut special.
Oh, what?
Learn about the Holocaust, Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah, that was a sad one.
That one was dark. I like Pigpen in it though. He was good.
Yeah.
Good grief, Hitler. Oh. And, like, they find out Hitler's tragic backstory, and they found out Hitler could never kick the football too.
Whoa, that's deep. Because then you're like if you relate to Charlie Brown, maybe you're relating to Hitler.
Oh no!
That could be
Okay,
deep.
so,
Yeah, I kind of like this concept. I'm down.
Damn.
Jim?
Yes.
All right, so A Boy Named Charlie Brown, released on December 4th, 1969, ran for 86 minutes, had a budget of $1.1 million, and after box office got $6 million.
Wait, it says it's a documentary.
What? Hey, was this the
What?
only?
No. A Boy Named Charlie Brown, 1969. Are you?
Wasn't that the musical?
Yeah, it was the musical.
The only reason I know that is because it's one of the musical performances was fuck. I can't talk today. But the only reason I know that is because that exists because Anthony Rapp starred in it and he was Mark and Rend.
Oh God, I knew right when you started. I was like, I know where this is ending, but let me see.
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's talk about this one movie from 1969. Oh, and then we go to Rent somehow. I mean, God, will there be a week where we don't talk about, or you guys don't talk about Rent?
Nope, sorry.
No.
Maybe when I review Rent, but then we'll just talk about how I did review Rent.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Jim to review Rent, everybody. The campaign.
Are you
All those-
going to review Rent, Jim?
Before the end of the year, but that's all I'll say. It'll happen.
Do it. Do it.
You should do it. You should do it like Nostalgia Critic and put like $10,000 in a budget and have fireworks and fly up in the air.
No, if he really wanted to do it like the Nostalgia Critic, he would kickstart his own fucking review.
No, I could do it, and then it could never come out. But you just see pictures of me with this great set, and I flew people in just for exposure.
Oh yeah, Then when you do release it, it's literally the worst thing ever, and you just have really shitty props and really shitty writing.
That's pretty much what it's gonna be. So
No, let's talk about the Nostalgia Critic game show for a second, because I really feel like ripping shit into
Go
this
ahead.
because it's so funny. Okay, so literally, it's a pop culture game show, and the first physical challenge to this is the opening scene of the first episode. The first thing you see, it's first foot forward. It's the little Little Tykes fishing game. It's that plastic toy that spins around. The fish come up. Then you take a magnet like a fishing line, you grab it, and you got to get as many fish as you can. That was the first physical challenge.
I thought they were supposed to do a life-size version of that. That was the whole point of the Kickstarter.
No.
Nope, they couldn't fucking afford it.
why? I
What?
don't see why people try to do game shows online. That's clearly not a like a YouTube thing. That's more of a TV syndication thing.
Yeah, no one watches game shows like out of like interest. Like it's just like, hey, this is on TV, put that on.
Yeah, it's like
The only one I watch is Family Feud, and that's just because Steve Harvey is hilarious in it. But that's it. You know, that like Idiot Test is terrible. Elevator, I saw the preview for that. That's terrible. You know, just go back to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I mean, I'm waiting for our dystopian future game shows, the ones where like people die.
Oh, like in the Numberlys?
I don't know what that is, but maybe like that. I don't know.
Oh, you know what that is. Don't tell me you don't know what that is.
Number. Wait, isn't that? What?
It's the Amazon Prime pilot.
Oh right. Hey, that was the next news article, the Numberlys pilot. Unless Nolan, you want to continue riffing on the game show thing.
No, we can move on if you want to. I just mostly wanted to talk about how the first physical challenge was a fucking Fisher-Price game, because that just never ceases to amuse me. I love it so much.
Basically, a game that you can buy at a gas station for like $1.
Whoa, it's at least $3. Come on.
I mean, I saw the second episode of their game show. Like the set actually improved, but like it was still pretty like hard to watch because everyone felt so falsely enthusiastic. And there was this Ed cosplayer from Ed and Eddie, and
that one of the things you have to do for the if you like miss a question or something, then you have to dress up as a character and like talk as that character or something.
Well, he made it somewhat tolerable. Everything else was awful.
I would purposely lose that challenge just to dress up as Ed. That is not a good thing. You know?
Keep the costume.
I tried to get my sister onto that game show, but she never followed up with me about it. And that made me very sad.
Nolan, I'm not going on this shit.
I mean,
all right,
come on, guys.
I think we've ripped on the Nostalgia Critic enough. Let's talk about the.
You can never rip on the Nostalgia Critic enough, but yes, let's.
No, I can't. He loves Inside Out too much. It actually hurts me. It really does. When he did the Osmosis Jones episode, was it Osmosis Jones movie review, and he like literally half the episode was Inside Out. I got annoyed because I do not like that movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just there's nothing good about it.
Ouch.
Wait,
I'm being
or
honest.
Osmosis Jones.
Inside Out.
What?
I would much rather watch Osmosis Jones than Inside Out.
Ow. Ow.
No, seriously.
What Inside Out do to you?
What did Inside Out do to me?
Who do you think? Who do you think you are? YourMovieSucks.com? I know that guy though.
I love that guy. It's actually YourMovieSucks.org.
Oh, okay.
I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah.
He is great. I keep up with him every now and then too. That's the funny part. But no. Here's the thing about.
I don't trust his views on Pixar movies. Even though he's right, Toy Story 3 is pretty much the same story as Toy Story 2.
No, but in all honesty, like, should we go to the Amazon pilots, or can I talk about like Inside Out for like a minute?
Go ahead. Yep. Inside Out.
Okay.
Who cares?
Okay,
this podcast sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. No, the thing about Inside Out is that so much of the emotions are like forced upon. The movie constantly tells you, "Oh, you should feel sad. In this scene, you should feel sad. You should feel happy." Let the movie have its own emotions, and then you connect with those emotions. Don't tell me how I should feel in a certain scene. That gets annoying. And the ending was terrible because it's like, "Mom, Dad, I want to go home," and the dad's like, "Oh, you want to go home? Okay, we'll go home."
No, they didn't go home.
Fuck his job. They did go home.
No,
No, they didn't.
No, they went home. At the end of the movie, they went
I don't know
home.
about that. I think they stayed.
Yeah,
like,
I
I think her
I think
whole
you're
thing is
putting
that
something in
she was
there.
expressing her emotions like before she was just repressing them.
Yeah.
Then what's the point? She cries at the end of the movie.
Because she was holding back her emotions, and that was like gonna kill her and give her a tumor, and she's gonna die if she doesn't express them or something.
Yeah, the point of it was that she was holding it in for the sake of her mom and dad, and then she like let it out, and that she was like clearly becoming a teenager. I mean, most of it's really probably called like pre-puberty or something. It's really what it's about.
God.
Yeah,
and not only
Chris.
that, like what's the movie about at the end of the day? Some girl goes to a new town and she's sad, and then her emotions get jumbled up, and you think the movie would be about emotions and how sadness affects people, but no, it's about hey, the happiness and joy and sadness are at the end of the road, and they gotta find their way back home. So it's basically let's find our way back home story before the end of the world happens. It's nothing really works together. It falls apart in my opinion. It's not terrible. It's just there's nothing fabulous about it. Go back and watch WALL-E. WALL-E was about a robot who fell in love, and he basically risked his life to save not just her, but hundreds of people.
Chris is fucking pissed.
Damn.
Shit, yeah, no, damn, seriously. Like, go back and watch WALL-E and then watch Inside Out, and you will see, like, there is a lot more flatness in the characters in present Pixar movies than there used to be.
I don't know. I don't know if I think they're really different. And Inside Out's more of an abstract film than WALL-E.
Yeah. I mean, Inside Out confirms that humans are just like incapable of free thought, and we're just controlled by these little mech pilots.
Yeah, take that fate versus free will.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense at the end of the day.
Since you've all seen the movie, can you explain to me how emotions have emotions?
They're the only ones capable of free will, I guess.
Like,
I think she's still capable of free will. It was just they were using her emotions as like these abstract. It was like these abstract ideas. I mean, it's kind of a strange movie when you really think about it. It's just because Pixar did it in a more relatable, like fun Hollywood way, but it's like really an odd idea. Like, let's have this movie be about emotions. Literal emotions is kind of a weird idea. But I mean, I don't know if I agree, because I like the whole idea of that it's just about this girl. It's like kind of a simple movie at the end of the day, because it's really just about this girl kind of learning more about herself and growing up, because that's why at the end they have boy band island and stuff. Like, she's not. There's like a difference between when you're 10 and 11 and 12 and 13, and she's clearly like not physically going through puberty. I mean, maybe, I don't know, but they don't really.
They didn't press the puberty button.
Well, the puberty button's there, but it's like right before you go through puberty, you clearly are like going through something, and that's like the move was kind of the catalyst of that, because it happened at the right time for her. So that's kind of what it's about, is that she's like kind of lost, and when you're lost and that young, it does feel like you can't control your emotions. And instead of just showing this girl walking aimlessly around San Francisco, they showed joy and sadness, not sure how to get back and help get her back to be the way she was before.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's just what I thought. But I like Andrew Stanton a lot. He's an interesting director, but I don't think it's the same as like WALL-E's. That's Pete Docter. Sorry, Pete Docter did Inside Out.
This is a movie made for 12-year-olds, everybody.
How dare you?
Grown men.
Hey,
dare you?
Animated movies aren't just for kids nowadays.
Yeah.
Ever wonder why we feel the way we do?
Where are your emotions?
When you feel joy,
We are gonna have a great life.
sadness,
Feeling droopy.
anger,
Let's scream that curse word we know. It's a good one.
disgust,
It's broccoli.
Congratulations, San Francisco. You've ruined pizza. That's the Hawaiians. And now you.
and fear. It's all in your head.
Get off of me.
From the creators of Up,
Can you calm fear down?
Disney Pixar's Inside Out, June 19th in 3D, rated PG.
Okay, let's get to the next news story. We're gonna run on tangents forever.
Okay, so news story is Amazon released 6 animated pilots, and I'll link to them below. But did anyone see these 6 animated? With these 6 animated pilots, you can fill out a survey on the top of the page and say, hey, which one did you like the most? So
Because Amazon Prime does this cool thing where they just make the pilots and they let the audience decide.
Yeah. So did anyone see any of the pilots?
The one I liked the most was the one about, I forget what it's called, Eddie and the Nether Realm, was it?
Realms Eternal.
Realms Eternal. Yeah, that one was arguably my favorite. I felt the characters were a bit flat. It took some time to move, but definitely the concept was fun, and a lot of the humor was also fun. And I also liked a lot of the character development near the end. That was fun. That was probably my favorite.
Eddie the Realms Eternal, that's actually by the same animation studio that did Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I mean, the animation looks really good for what's supposed to be a TV series.
It's nowhere near as deep as Song of the Sea. Like, if you really love Song of the Sea, this will be something that's like, oh, it's cool. It's not as good as Song of the Sea, but it's good. Which is kind of, maybe people say, oh, that's a bit sad. Like, I kind of expected more. But for what it is, I really liked it.
Yeah.
The second one that I really liked was a cartoon by the name of Yoyotoki. And I think that my biggest problem with it is that they're a little too silly. Like, they're not like there's a moment in the scene where they burn up the map on their adventure, and it's like, yay, we burned up the map, and then they're lost. Oh, but it's okay being lost because it's about the adventure, and it just feels like, you could have made them a little bit smarter.
So,
I mean, granted, they're like 7 or 8 year olds.
What they needed was some consequences, like, oh fuck, we burned the map, and they just hear like weird animal noises coming from the forest, like they hear predator noises, and they're like, shit, what's gonna happen to us? And like that's when the real show kicks in, where it's like they gotta survive the forest.
Like things get deep. That's the thing about a lot of shows now, is that they get deeper near the end, which I guess that makes sense because that's the climax. But you really want to give your audience a grasp, something to like catch and snap at in the beginning, so that way they can connect with these characters.
Well, we gotta build up to it, but I wasn't really in favor of that pilot, since it kind of felt too much like Harvey Beaks for some reason, and with a bit of Adventure Time.
Yeah. Well, I'm also being a bit biased. That's also animated by a couple of friends over at Titmouse. So.
Oh yeah.
Oddly enough, the Numberlys, like that was the weirdest thing, because try to imagine like the Teletubbies or Barney and Friends, like a show for that demographic, but you just don't. You just turn away. Like, as soon as I started watching the Numberlys, it fascinated me, mostly because imagine a world where Hitler won World War II, and they decide to get rid of plants. Like, plants are gone, playtime is gone, democracy is gone. You wake up in the morning, you have playtime for 10 minutes, and then you go and work.
Yeah, this is an actual preschool show that Amazon's trying to like show a pilot of. It's these like Teletubby characters in a dystopian future.
What?
Yeah, I'm not making this up. The Numberlys.
We're not making it up. No, it is like so fascinating. Like, they wake up in the morning, they leave the house, and the general's like, "Okay, playtime," and everybody gets a ball, and they just bounce the ball.
Like exactly like 10 times, and then it's like playtime's over.
Is this for the ever-growing demographic of little children addicted to heroin or something? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know.
That sounds like not a kid show.
Like, everyone has like these gray uniforms, and they're just lined up like the military, except for the main characters, who are like 6 colorful ones, and they're different from everyone else.
5 colorful ones. 1,
5.
2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay, thanks for counting to 5. I didn't know how to count. Thank you, Chris.
And then the end of the episode is they go back, they have a tree, and then they plant the tree, and then everybody comes over and is like, "What is with this tree? We planted a tree. This tree is very not normal. And then what should we do? Why don't we play on the tree? Okay, let's play on the tree and see how well that works." And they play on the tree. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. So yeah, imagine Teletubbies in a dystopian society. That's what this is.
We're not making this up.
Yeah, we're not making this up. This is fucking real.
I want the show to get like I want at least one season of the show, because even though it's like for 2-year-olds, this is the most fascinating thing ever. This is like Hitler approved. What's the guy from North Korea? Kim Jong-un approved. It's that kind of show. Honestly, I don't think we'll ever get a chance like this ever again.
Yeah. So yeah, dystopian Teletubbies, the Numberlings. What was it called? Numberlys?
The Numberlys, yeah.
Numberlys. Yeah, we'll link to it in the description. Hopefully they'll still be on Amazon. Although I think there's a region lock, so sorry.
America.
So the other pilots was Everstar. Did you see Everstar? Anyone see Everstar? It was my favorite.
I did.
Okay, like
That was your favorite?
yeah, okay, Everstar is like this show about like just a girl and her friend just they end up on a spaceship and it's a space adventure, but like it starts out very cliche, like they do the whole yeah, your father was not the same after the accident. That sort of thing.
Ooh,
But like
jeez.
eventually like I don't know, I stuck with it and eventually like I was totally hooked on it. Like, yes, I want more because there's not that many adventure action cartoons. Like the art isn't the best, but like the story got me.
Yeah, art's not the best, animation's not the best, even like the script is not the best, but those things can be fixed with a better budget, in my
Yeah.
opinion. So, what definitely the concept and the story that they have placed is interesting enough that I would like. It's kind of weird, like all 6 of the pilots all have, these are some of the best pilots I've seen in recent years, and it stinks that we can only choose, and we might not be able to get all 6 because. Definitely, they show a lot. I think there's only one that I really did. We'll talk about that, but we'll still talk about Everstar for right now. Definitely, the space stuff was really cool.
Yeah. I'm just like, that's what I want the most, like Everstar. It's gonna be great. Hopefully. If it gets approved. What were the other pilots? Unless you have anything else to say.
No, I'm good. The thing about Everstar for me was it felt a little lacking, but I already talked about that.
Yeah.
Just script could have been a bit better, but
Yeah,
everything was still
the
good.
first half could have been better. That's what I feel. Script-wise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did anybody watch the 6 live-action pilots?
Boring.
But I haven't watched any other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it, so I have no idea what's going on.
I actually
Yeah.
have Amazon Prime, but I don't watch it.
Okay. Well, there was another pilot. Eggs in Danger, I think.
Danger and Eggs, yeah. I wish it was called Bacon and Eggs. That would have been a lot better.
No, but I found out this.
I want bacon right now.
Bacon sounds good.
I found out Danger and Eggs was actually they had this is the second pilot because there was another one before it, but they took the original off YouTube and that one had like less color and was more Sunday comic-ish. But this one's a lot more colorful and I'm not sure what to compare the.
It's still boring. I'm amazed how like you can have high octane action, fast pace, and movement, and still be boring.
Ouch.
It's yeah. Well, I'm a harsh guy, and I like to be a harsh guy.
Yeah.
So go cry in your little corner. Yeah, like literally. What does anybody care? I'm some guy on the internet.
Yeah.
It's not like
No one
but-
cares
but
about
just-
us.
No one does. But just Danger and Eggs, it's kind of like imagine if you have a clown walks into the room and throws a pie at the wall.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, the clown threw a pie at the wall. There's no context, there's no understanding, and there's no build-up. I take these things seriously.
I don't know.
okay?
I think that'd be pretty hilarious if like just some clown just came into your room and just threw a pie at the wall. Like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck's this guy?
Well,
And then he just slowly turns his head to you guys, and then he just goes, shh,
Oh.
and leaves. And then you're like, oh.
Nolan, I love you, man. I love you so much.
Please don't touch me.
What's going on?
I don't know either.
Careful, the clown in the sewer might get you.
Oh, are we quoting like It?
you took this long to get to it.
I can't watch every movie ever made.
Is this the part in Tim Burton's Batman where he's gonna have like a heart attack and die?
This isn't fun
Did you-
anymore.
Did the Joker poison him? He's got the giggles.
Give a mouse a cookie.
That was terrible.
Well, it's a preschool show. What do I care?
Oh, I remember that.
That was a good book.
that
That was a
book.
good book.
I remember Maurice Sendak, who did Where the Wild Things Are. He was doing an interview, and Stephen Colbert was interviewing him, Maurice Sendak, and he's like, "What about give a mouse a cookie?" And he's like, "Get that mouse out of my house! I'm not giving him a cookie."
Don't trust this man.
That's a great children's book. because it teaches a lesson. Hey, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. But like, try imagining that book in like even not just like a 22-minute episode, but just an 11-minute episode. It's disgusting. It is like the most.
Jeez.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
When you let one of those mice in, they all have to come in, and then you got to give them jobs. And your house can't facilitate that.
Well, then you have a ton of house workers who will do whatever.
That's not what the show is about, though. That's the thing. No, here's what the show is about. It's about a guy who has a pet rat. Not a pet rat, a pet mouse. Damn it. He has a pet mouse, and they go on adventures together. What kind of adventures? Oh, let's go to the library and read a book today. Yay! No, screw you. That's not an adventure.
I would like to point to Pan's previous statement that this is a fucking baby show.
Yeah. What the fuck, Chris?
Baby show or not? Like, what the? No.
It's a baby show.
This baby show does not appeal to my interest as a 20-something-year-old.
What do you expect fucking babies to give a shit about this type of crap?
Dude, Big Bird went to freaking Europe, so no, I don't care what you guys say.
Yeah,
What did that have to do?
Account.
What did that have to do with anything? Big Bird went to Europe.
This isn't Big Bird. This is a fucking mouse.
Do you just use that as a justification?
Permanence. Anything like fucking wills itself into existence. A baby's gonna be fucking impressed by anything.
Oh shit! I can't argue with that. That's kind of true.
Have a clown walk into the room, throw a pie at the wall. The baby will love that. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's this new show I've been workshopping it. It's called Dangling My Keys in Front of a Camera, and they said babies are gonna love it. So,
the episode title is called "Chris is gonna put this under a fucking microscope."
you should see the crossover episode where I get 2 sets of keys. It's a romance episode, and I dangle both of them. It's high budget.
Oh shit.
Oh god, no. Put a skateboard and sunglasses too. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a skateboard.
No, that's babies. That's the wrong demographic. This is why you can't write on the keys dangling show.
Yeah, Chris.
You got to stick to the simple things, like the Christmas episode where we shoot it in front of a Christmas tree. It's gonna be crazy.
Unless we have like a dangling keys, the teen years. Then we get the skateboards.
Oh well, there's gonna be the prequel. They're smaller keys, and then they become older, bigger keys.
I guess I really did hit rock bottom now.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta go right for
you.
I guess I gotta go right for The Simpsons now.
You fucked up, big time. Get the fuck out, asshole.
Maybe I can get a minimum wage check signed by Matt Groening. Maybe that'd be cool.
If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want a glass of milk. If you give a mouse some milk, he'll want some more. If you give a mouse more milk, he'll develop a taste for human blood. If he develops a taste for human blood, he'll become a vampire. If he becomes a vampire, he'll have to make some followers. Now, if he makes some followers, they will need to feed. If they feed too much, the National Guard will be called out. If the National Guard is called out, they too will become fodder for the vampires. If the National Guard fails, the President will call in a nuclear strike. If a nuke is dropped, hundreds of thousands of people will die. America will become a nuclear wasteland and collapse. With no one to keep the rest of the world's nukes in check, every crackpot nation will launch their own. Eventually, the entire Earth will be destroyed. And that's why I had to kill Daddy. He was giving a mouse a cookie. Sleep well, sweetie.
Hey, okay, is that all the pilots? Yeah, that's all.
That's all the pilots.
Yeah, so Everstar was my favorite, and also Eddie, the Realms Eternal.
Go vote for Yoyotoki. Please support our animators in Los Angeles. We work hard at Titmouse.
I mean, not as hard as people in Korea, but like.
I'm sorry. I'm gushing about Titmouse mostly because like I've met a lot of people that work there. And like when you do that, you kind of have a
bias.
Emotional attachment, which is probably a bias. Yeah, you probably shouldn't bring that on. So I'm sorry, but go vote for Yoyotoki.
Yeah. So I guess last bit of news, just a reminder that hey, we have the Fan Junk playlist. So if you have any like fan animations or anything related to RebelTaxi on YouTube, email it to RebelTaxi, and I'll put it in the Fan Junk playlist, which you can see in the description below. Yeah.
Please give us fan animations.
Yeah.
It's a cool playlist. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's stuff in there I didn't know that was in there.
You can even
So-
see videos of like reviewers who are angry with me for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, that guy with the robot voice?
Oh yeah, that guy. And there was this other guy who always like, I fucking hate pan pizza. He always like does a lip smack every time he talks. I don't know.
What I don't get is the robot voice person. I was like, I wanted to comment, like, I feel like you don't get the joke.
Oh, I'm pretty
that
sure
Dan's putting forth.
I'm pretty sure this robot person is like doing it ironically. It's fine.
Oh, I didn't get the impression from their review they got what irony was. I think they were like, they think when you make a joke that's like an intentional bad joke, they think that you think it's like a great joke. And I was like, dude, if you don't get that, you're gonna have a hard time in life. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't worry, that video was ironic, but there is another reviewer that was like angry about me for some weird reasons.
Oh, really?
It's in that playlist.
Hey.
It's something like like he's talking about my Super Duper Sumos video, and every time he's always like, "Yeah, this is the final nail in the coffin." So I freaking hate pan pizza.
It was late one night in the castle of the Chicken McNuggets.
What are you making?
Sauce. We're using my mummy's recipe.
Mummy,
This better be good.
It'll be great.
Does your daddy have a recipe?
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for
Halloween!
There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost that glows in the dark. You can get a different one each week until
Halloween!
Okay, like questions. If anybody has a question, be sure to start out with your question with the word question so it's easier to find and post on the YouTube video of this YouTube video only. No one asked this, but like, how was everyone's Halloween?
It was holla good. I don't know how to make a joke with that.
I saw I gave out candy. I was the guy who gave out candy to when a kid would come up and I would be like, oh, nice Steven Universe or nice Mordecai or nice
costume, asshole.
Any Cartoon Network character, they'd be like, finally, no one knows what I am. Thank you. I was like, oh God. Okay. That happened like a lot. Like there are a lot of kids dressed up as cartoons, and I apparently was the one adult who knew what they were. So there are a lot of Harley Quinns and Kylo Rens, which is weird because they're dressed up as things from movies that they haven't seen, but I hope those people who dressed up like those movies are they're going to look.
Who's Kylo Ren?
Oh, from
He's the main
Force
villain
Awakens.
from the new.
Oh, okay.
He's the main villain for the new Star Wars movie.
Oh.
They were really pushing that costume and costume stores. It was kind of like, shouldn't we wait for the movie?
That reminds me, like, in first grade, like, I didn't see Star Wars, but like we had to write a paragraph in first grade about what do we want to dress up for Halloween, and I didn't know the characters' names, so I just wrote, I want to dress up as the black guy from Star Wars.
Fucking amazing. Keep it up.
I was referring to Darth Vader.
Oh, you know what's funny is I honestly thought you meant Lando.
No.
I thought he meant Lando too. That's like, oh man.
Lando's pretty cool though. I like Lando.
I like Lando.
But I mean,
Lando ran Cloud City. I mean, he didn't run it well, but the economic times he really needed to get the Empire involved. It's not his fault. I am a Lando apologist. I'll say that.
He tried his best.
He had to do what he had to do to keep Cloud City the way it was. I don't see why people give him so much crap. It's just the Empire was going to come in there, destroy the place. Boba Fett was there. Anyone would have made that deal to keep Cloud City running. I'm sorry. I feel bad for Han and Leia, but it was a good deal.
It was for the greater good.
Greater good, I am your wife.
It was. I think he says that. I think he says that while his friends are getting tortured. He's like, look, I have this whole city, but then he abandons it in the end, so maybe he wasn't a good leader.
Hellhole.
But he blew up the second Death Star. Nobody talks about that.
He redeemed himself after fucking everyone over.
And he was the Cult 45 spokesman in the 70s. I mean, come on. Billy D. That's my biggest problem with Force Awakens. Lando should be in that movie. Like, I'm not joking. Like, Lando's part of the core group. If Lando doesn't have a cameo, I will be a little pissed off. Like, he deserves to be in Force Awakens. That isn't it. I'm serious. I love Billy D.
Well,
and he was the original Harvey Dent. He was Harvey Dent, and they recast him.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that.
That's They recast him for racist reasons. Like they recast. No, I'm serious. They put Tommy Lee Jones in there because Tommy Lee Jones was the bigger star, and also white people tested better. Like it was just like fucked up shit. Billy D deserves better. I'm pro Billy.
That is true.
Sorry, that was a weird rant.
Batman '89 had Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent, which we could have had him as Two-Face, but we went with
he signed on for that role under the expectation that he would get to play Two-Face.
And Tim Burton was totally up for it because, like, if you see him in the first Batman movie, he's great. He's, like, phenomenal. His acting was perfect, but no, he's black. We need to change him because he's black.
Well, the same thing happened with Damon Wayans was supposed to play Robin, and they paid him for 2 movies that he was never in.
Yeah.
I don't know about that,
but,
Damon.
No, that's true.
No.
He actually admitted he gets royalties from, I think, Batman Returns for a movie because of like contract negotiations. He seriously makes money still off. I think Batman Returns or Batman Forever. He admitted to it.
No, what I meant is that like I believe that. It's just I don't know if Damian Wayans would play a good Robin. I don't know. I don't see it.
Or I think it was Marlon. I'm sorry. It was the one Marlon Wayans. It was the Wayans brother with the one in Requiem for a Dream. I think that's Marlon.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah.
I was thinking Marlon, but I was saying Damon.
You know, thinking about like how much of an effect the Tim Burton Batman movies were, like that kind of changed the public perception of what Batman was. So had that happened, people would assume that Robin was a black character. Yeah,
you're actually right. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we could have had a black Robin from like on that Batman the Animated Series and such, and that could have changed Robin's ethnicity if ever.
But I think Warner Brothers was not as open about Batman after Batman Returns didn't do as well. So.
Oh yeah, because like they gave Tim Burton too much control, and they were like, "Yeah, get the hell out."
As soon as they cut off the McDonald's toy deal, Warner Brothers knew they went too far. It was too much.
Once they lose McDonald's, there's no going back.
No, this was the 80s. This was a time when going to McDonald's was cool. Now going to McDonald's is like,
wait, what? What are you talking about? 80s. McDonald's was never cool. Is this because you were a kid then?
Hey,
I love that when people do that. They're like, hey, pooping in your diaper was really cool the year I was born. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, look. Did any of you see the movie Mac and Me? That like, if you go to McDonald's in the 80s, like everyone, like no one actually eats their McDonald's food. Everyone's just breakdancing right in the middle of the floor. No one's taking orders.
As someone who went to McDonald's a lot in the 80s, I can attest that like, yeah, people just found out by like 88, we were like, wait, you guys sell food here? I just came here to break down.
Yeah, look up the movie Mac and Me. It's like this horrible low-budget E.T. ripoff. It's the greatest, worst movie ever. Well, at least one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Paul Rudd likes that. You know, he plays that clip every time he's on Conan for like 20 years almost now.
Yeah, whenever Paul Rudd guest stars on Conan, he says, it's time to show a clip of my new movie. And like he makes people think it's going to be his new movie, a clip of it. But it turns out it's just a clip of Mac and Me where the little boy is on a wheelchair and he falls off a cliff.
Did you see the fake one he did for Ant-Man where they inserted Ant-Man into the clip?
No, what did they do?
Because they just have Ant-Man, they have like a little shot of Ant-Man and then the Mac and Me thing starts because everyone thought he's going to stop the Mac and Me thing now that he's in a big movie. No, Mac and Me kept going. The streak is alive. There's a supercut of every time he's done it. It's been going on for a really long time. And apparently Conan's tried to stop it, and he's like found ways to give them a different tape. It's really hilarious. I love it. It's like one of the funniest things. I like that he does that. It's really fun.
Wait. Conan O'Brien or Conan Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, we're talking about the Conan the Barbarian talk show.
Yeah, okay. It
was not as good as Conan the Librarian.
Oh, God.
Conan the Librarian. Oh, God, no. We're not going to talk. Are we going to talk about that?
Get back on topic. Like, so, how was Halloween?
It was Halloween. Oh, okay. I want to tell my story on Halloween. What? Me and my friend Cruz, we were watching a bunch of movies.
Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise?
What the fuck? Not.
Did he
well,
dress
no,
up as Tom Cruise? That's just
No,
a
he
wasted opportunity.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't dress up as Tom. Okay, his name is Cruz, Cruz, and he dressed up as the main character from In the Mouth of Madness. I forget what the character's name was, but. All right, so we watched a bunch of movies, and he never saw Evil Dead 2 before. So I was like, all right, I have Evil Dead 2. I popped in Evil Dead 2, but I had to give candy to a bunch of kids. So the thing is like during the tree rape scene, I was giving candy to kids, and then there was this loud noise coming from my room, and a bunch of kids were like, "What's that? Is that a scary monster?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're just watching a scary movie." Sorry about that. And the little girl was like crying on the way out of the house. She was scared.
What the fuck?
I feel like a horrible person.
What the fuck's going on in your house?
I fucking went with it. I would have been like, yeah, we're trying to keep him at bay, but I don't know if we'll be able to keep it up anytime soon. You know?
See, that when I was a kid and I trick or treat, there's always a house you'd go to with like two teenagers watching like some gory zombie thing. And I'd always be like, what movie was that? And then I'd like write it down so I could watch it later.
Yeah, that's how you caught movies before the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You just were like, what are the cool kids watching?
Yeah. We actually did, we saw a movie called The Host. That was actually really good. That one I'd recommend anybody watch.
The Host?
Wasn't that movie by the writer of Twilight?
You idiot! No!
You're thinking. No, The Host is by the guy who did Snowpiercer.
Yeah, the B. Jong-un one, not the fucking Twilight writer.
Jesus Christ, dude.
How the fuck should I know? He said The Host. How many movies are called The Host?
He like flipped the fuck out.
Damn.
They do have the same title. In all fairness to Pam, they have the same
Okay,
title.
The Host 2006 and Host 2013. Okay.
I'm just giving him a hard time on purpose because a lot of people do make that mistake, but it's just so funny.
Well, I mean, like that's like if you referred to the movie Frozen, the horror movie Frozen, where they're stuck on a ski lift. If anyone remembers that, no one remembers.
I mean, I remember that apparently kept happening on Netflix after the Disney movie came out, and people would be like, "Let's watch Frozen."
Whoops.
See, I only just watched the John Carpenter's Halloween while I got drunk. That was like the Halloween movie I watched.
Mm-hmm. That's wait, you never saw
watch Halloween on Halloween every year.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Well, for my Halloween, I stayed home and watched The Crow.
Oh, really? Is that still good?
Yeah, I thought it actually really holds up really well.
Oh, okay. See, I watched a lot in the 90s, and I bought the DVD, but I'm worried, like, because I had the soundtrack was, like, such a big deal. I really liked the soundtrack. I don't know. It was a big part of being a teenager for me, so I'm always worried I'll watch it and be embarrassed. But City of Angels is pretty bad, right?
No. Well, the thing about The Crow is that it's very 90s stylized, like, oh, this feels like the 90s, but if you watch it as a movie, it's really good. Anyway, City of Angels. Yeah,
City of Angels. What happened was the director, what I've heard is that when it was coming out, like, I think 1998, I believe.
It was like 96, actually.
Somewhere around there, like
6 or 7. Sorry, I don't mean to correct.
He went on internet forums asking, like, fans of The Crow, saying, "Hey, what should a Crow sequel be?" And like he took all these suggestions, like saying it should stand on its own, not be related to the first one, not try to imitate the first one. Which the director tried doing that, and what happened was the Weinsteins, I think, saw this film and thought, this is nothing like the first movie. Reshoot it and re-edit some scenes, and they the studio completely just ruined the film.
I mean, that sounds like the Weinstein.
I mean,
that's actually kind of illegal nowadays. You can't just go on a message forum boards and be like, "Hey, what do you guys want to see in a new movie?" Because now they can sue you and get writing credit.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like, they're not writers and actors are like not allowed to see any like scripts unless they have like a contract. Because if they happen to read someone's like fan script and the movie ends up being somewhat similar to that, they could sue and say, "Hey, they stole my ideas and stuff." Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's true.
But I think the same thing happened with Snakes on a Plane, where they went on the forums like saying, "Hey, fans of the upcoming snakes on a plane. What would you like to see on this film? And they said stuff like, make motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane an actual catchphrase within the movie and make it R.
That makes so much sense when you watch the movie now.
And nobody saw the movie. I remember it bombed, and the studio was like, "What? How could it bomb?"
They overhyped that movie. I mean, it like could never have done what they wanted it to, but it cost like nothing. So I think it made back its money. It just they wanted it to be big. It was that whole era in the mid to late 2000s of movies made to be cult movies, but no one told them that like cult movies don't actually make any money. So it was kind of a bad idea.
Whoops.
Like Drive Angry was one, Machete was one, the Grindhouse thing. It was like no one really thought about financially. There's like 4 or 5 people that are really going to dig these, and everyone else is going to be like, "What? This is bad," you know. So
yeah.
It didn't really work out. But Grindhouse is an awesome movie to see in theaters, but the rest of them were pretty meh.
I don't know. I liked Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino.
That's part of Grindhouse.
I think if...
Oh, yeah, because I forget it's a 2-point movie. Damn it. I forget that.
Oh, that reminds me. If I were to ever make a movie, I think it would end up like Quentin Tarantino, and it would just be characters sitting around talking about cartoons. And that's my movie.
That's like this podcast.
A bigger budget version of the podcast.
Oh, like with like tracking shots and like someone would be like, "Hey, let's take a break, go to the bathroom," and the camera would follow them. And like it would be this epic tracking shot, and then they'd close the door, and someone else would walk by.
Like there's a very loose connection with like an actual plot going on of something. I don't know what the plot would be, but it just the important thing is they're talking about cartoons, and that'll keep me interested in my own movie.
Keep you interested in your own movie. Wow.
I have a feeling investors would fucking hate you.
Yeah.
It's like, look, come on, guys. Look, there's references to like cartoons you never heard of. Like, remember whatever happened to Robot Jones? That was a classic. Come on, please.
Hey, look, when this movie goes up on YouTube and I tag it with that, 1 million views.
Oh, damn.
I have a question. Whatever did happen to Robot Jones?
Oh,
got canceled.
It's fucking over. They killed him.
So Robot Jones got canceled. That's what happened to Robot Jones.
That's what happened to Robot Jones.
Yep.
I watched the entire season of Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, and nobody got canceled in that show. So that's a lie. Whatever happened to Robot Jones?
Over.
That wasn't
He's dead.
It's over.
It's gone. It's never coming back ever.
They went like, "Oh, I don't give a shit." Anyway,
no one gives a shit. That's the problem. Like, you can ask a question, but like, what's the point of asking the question if nobody gives a shit?
Yeah, they're like, "What happened to Robot Jones?" "Oh, I don't care. I'm gonna watch another channel."
Isn't that really profound? Yeah.
I guess.
What was I talking about? So Halloween.
I mean, I had a good Halloween. I had to work during it, which was epically horrible. But
yeah,
you get home, watch Ash vs. the Evil Dead and the John Carpenter's. Oh, and it was daylight savings time, so I got an extra hour.
Oh yeah. Oh, another movie I saw was what was it called? A Monster Squad, which I realized, wait a minute, this is the same plot of the Goosebumps movie. Goosebumps ripped this off.
I haven't seen. Is Monster Squad good? I've never seen it. Actually.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, it's a fun '80s movie.
Oh,
I mean,
it's good. You haven't seen it, Jim? Watch it now. I know it's post Halloween, but watch it now. It's a good
okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye, Jim. Bye, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Yeah, it literally is the same things that happen in Goosebumps happen here almost. Yeah,
oh, really?
But it's a fun 80s movie, and like it surprised me like how much they got away with. Like, this is a PG movie. Like, I'd assume it was PG-13 from what they were saying and all the things that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, but before the
oh, was it before?
No,
what year was it?
Oh, it was after, because it was like
it was
86. Hang on, Monster Squad.
Because I know the 2 movies that started PG or PG-13 were Goonies and Temple of Doom.
Oh, 87.
So it had.
It is PG-13 according to Netflix. Never mind.
Oh. I
was gonna say, yeah. What the hey, Pan? Why do you get us all worked up?
Because I thought, I don't know. For the longest time, I thought this was a PG movie.
Well, it wasn't. So
you know what I watched? I watched a cartoon. It's on YouTube. I think I've mentioned it before, but I actually sat down and watched it. It was the Gary Larson's Far Side Halloween special. That was dark. Like, I'm not sure how that aired in the 90s. Like, there's a part where there's this wolf lady watching footage, or another wolf watching footage of like this wolf they were in love with, and they're like drinking and just watching this footage, and eventually you see the other wolf like die. And it's like, I was like, is this a joke? Like, this is depressing. Like, I was like not ready for some of the stuff in that were like just dark and strange. Anyway, if you like The Far Side, it's on YouTube. Just look up Far Side and you can find it. I think it was Tales from the Far Side, but it's dark. When I was a kid, I saw it and I taped it and watched it a bunch. But when I rewatched it, I was like, the hell? How did this get on TV? Like, this is really, really dark in some places.
Yeah, it's called Gary Larson's Tales from the Far Side. Yeah, and it was released in, when was it released?
It was like the mid-90s, 94.
1994.
Hey, I got it right. But yeah, it's weird because those comic strips don't have a story, so it's just isolated little, and they try to connect it. It's a strange thing.
Mm-hmm. Like heavy metal?
Even strange. It's out there. Heavy metal at least tries to make some sense.
Okay.
Did you use the term heavy metal and make sense in the same sentence?
Well, watch Far Side and watch heavy metal, and
okay,
Far
fine.
Side makes less sense.
What about Aeon Flux?
That show sucks. Don't even bring up Aeon Flux.
Ow.
It's been so long.
It does suck.
I used to watch that when MTV had cartoons like Liquid Television, The Max, and Aeon Flux. MTV used to have cool cartoons. I don't know why they stopped.
Yeah, I miss those grimy 90s cartoons.
They were like kind of cool but I don't know why they just completely stopped making cartoons after a while.
Yeah, I mean, like they try to bring back Beavis and Butthead and alongside some other show called Surf's Up.
Good Vibes.
I forget what it was called. Something about
Good Vibes.
Good Vibes.
Good Vibes. Good. No Beavis, no vibes.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. That's a little weird because, okay, this is like foretold because if you go back to the BB's Kid video game on Super Nintendo, there's a sign at the beginning of the game that says no Bibes, no Beavis. And years later, MTV decides to bring back Beavis and Butthead and line it up next to Good Vibes, some other cartoon. And it's like, this was foretold. Baby's Kids knew. But we didn't listen. It was too late. So how about the questions?
Okay, what's the question?
Okay, Digital Z says, question, when was Newgrounds funny?
It wasn't
when
really
they made
that funny.
The Room Flash game, that was great.
Oh, that's right.
Well, personally, I think Newgrounds was funny when we were all 12, living in the suburbs, listening to Linkin Park, watching Dragon Ball Z, drinking Pepsi while playing Halo Co-op on the easiest setting, during which we could see Doritos.
No, shut
I'm listening to this call.
Shut up.
I'm listening to the call.
No, well, come back. No. Fuck, how do I get back in? Help. Okay, I'm back.
You fucker. Hate you.
Hey, you knew where this was going.
I was right when you set that up. I honestly didn't think. I don't know. You planned that. Did someone plant that question? Did you pay someone to do that?
Someone else did.
Because I know you do that on forums.
Digital Z planted that, and I just had to answer it.
Okay.
But Newgrounds was I posted stuff in there in like 2003, 2002, and it was kind of funny then, but it would kind of make slight comebacks, but I think it's kind of over. When YouTube happened, it was hard for it to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's kind of like the whole timeline was that Newgrounds wasn't exactly like the place that you'd go to every day for something funny, because content creators take time to make their work, but whenever something did come out, it was really cool. Like Alien Hominid was a Flash game on Newgrounds, and then it was ported to the PS2 and GameCube and Xbox. And then the Behemoth actually became a video game studio. So stuff like that was cool. Ego Raptor, he went from Newgrounds to YouTube. But then when YouTube, which was the more popular site, was like, hey, instead of getting money per view count, you're going to get money for how long your videos are. That's when Let's Plays became the thing. So all the great animators ended up doing Let's Plays, and that's why we don't have good animations anymore on YouTube. It all falls in itself into a big vortex.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why,
and dies.
if you notice my videos have been getting a little longer, that's why. I think Paleo told us of like the longer videos means more money, so yeah.
Yeah, that kind of. I mean, it's like, here's the thing: when we do when you guys do a podcast that's like 2 hours long, it's at least like, hey, I'm listening to some guy talk for 2 hours, so that, that's at least something. And I'd like to hear you guys more talk every week, but it kind of limits other people that want to do something other than Let's Plays or podcasts, because this is easy. We're just sitting and talking for
sitting and jerking
2 hours. Yeah. Sitting and jerking.
Yeah, totally normal. Yeah, YouTube killed everything. Thanks, assholes.
Please don't jerk off to my voice.
What?
Please.
Nolan, get your leg off my leg.
Oh, hot dog.
I didn't fucking... Disgusting. No, get away from me.
You get away from me, man. You're the one that's disgusting. Get off my leg. Get off my leg, man.
Hey. Oh, crap. So... Yeah, so I guess Newgrounds is no longer funny.
Yeah, I guess I never go to it, so I couldn't.
Newgrounds is no longer funny. RebelTaxi is no longer funny. The magic just died right here.
It's not like we're. Yeah, I mean, I guess
the only time.
Go on.
The only time I go to Newgrounds now is whenever Zone Tan does a new animation, because at least that's something.
My girlfriend, yeah,
that's it.
She's great.
He's a dude looks like a lady, Pan.
It's the girl. Yeah. Dare you? Hey, so related question. Wyatt Kurt says, question. I'm not exactly sure if this is the right name for them, but what are your guys' favorite YouTube cartoon animated shows? For me, it would be a tie between Tales of Alarenthrion and Sam Sweetmilk, if you heard of those.
I said I love Tome by Kerbifer. Just kidding. No, I don't.
What the fuck? Well, I don't really watch a lot of online web cartoons because they're a lot. All of them are too LOL so random yelling stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey guys, remember? Guys, guess what? We're gonna put in a meme. We're gonna put in a meme, you guys.
What if Mario was on drugs?
Yeah, they do that. Like, I think there's like 6 or 7 if Mario's on drugs cartoons, and it's just honestly, the only animations I keep up with are I used to keep up with Ego Raptor, but again, he did Let's Plays, and his awesome series has been gone. No more Metal Gear Awesome 3. But there's also who is the person that did like the Neon Cat animation, where a girl watches Neon Cat for like 10 hours straight and then vomits rainbows?
Oh,
what is?
You don't watch your mean videos.
Yeah, that's an actual animation. I forget. It's not Ross. It's not Rubber Ross. Someone else. I don't remember. Shoot. Because they're just not popular on YouTube anymore because they take too much time, and at that point, you might as well just put your time into a portfolio, get a job in Los Angeles or Japan or something. I don't know.
Oh, but one of my favorite animators online is Yukino Joe, and one of my favorite videos of theirs is Brevity Falls. Wait, what's that word? Brevity is the soul of wit. Brevity. Okay, Brevity Falls, which is just about as simple as it can get. It's just Mabel saying,
"Hey, Dipper, wanna smoke some weed?"
But Mabel, isn't that against the law? Hey, Dipper, wanna smoke some weed? And I think I quote that like every day.
Actually, there's this guy who I don't think he hasn't made anything in a while. Called Kurttoons, and he just makes these things called Subway Thoughts, and it's animated and it's things he thinks while he's on his commute to work. They're pretty good.
I know we're talking about YouTube channels now, but remember when animated music videos used to be like a thing, and not just like a thing, but like people, like everybody was doing it. I remember the White Stripes. They did Fell in Love with a Girl. It was animated with Legos, and that was really cool. And I'm not just talking about like the Gorillaz. Yeah, the Gorillaz made animated music videos, but like in the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody was doing animations. I mean, even going back to like the late 60s, early 70s, the Ramones did a Spider-Man music video. Oh, yeah. That was cool.
Oh, well, that was for the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, it's still considered a music video.
Wasn't it just a cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It was a cover, but
Okay, but
But it was by the Ramones.
okay, I found the YouTuber I was going to talk about. Does anyone know Toonsmith?
That sounds
No.
familiar.
He did like these things called SpongeBob versus Finn and Jake UFC. No, UCF, where it's these cartoon characters fighting each other, but like it's a comedy bit. It's not like Death Battle or anything. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Ultimate Rap Battle,
No,
Finn and Jake
sort
versus
of.
MLP? I don't know, but
I kind of remember.
I don't know. I looked up this guy recently again. Like, I was like, huh, whatever happened to that guy? And turns out he died.
Whoa.
That's sad.
Shit.
It's like, damn.
I mean, like, dang. When I'm like,
So-
that's like that's.
I mean, it sucks that he died, but why hasn't he made any new videos?
Savage.
Hey guys, did you know that some guy committed suicide because the main character in Star Wars was black?
Nah.
Really?
Good.
Well, that's just called survival of the fittest, right there.
Yeah, agree on it or some shit.
No way that happened.
There's
Natural selection, as it were.
Yeah.
Anybody pre-order tickets to the Star Wars movie Force Awakens?
Jim did.
I
Fucking
did.
nerd.
I bought a lot of I bought a lot of tickets.
What?
I'm seeing it like I'm seeing it twice, but I bought tickets for my whole family so we could all go together. So
Oh, that's nice. I bought 2 tickets for my brother if he ever wants
I mean, I'm
to go.
seeing it the first night and stuff, but I saw Phantom Menace the first night. It's kind of like a thing, you know. So
Like,
we'll see if I actually like it. But
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like. I'm sure I'll be able to watch that movie on like a Tuesday afternoon. I'm sure, you know.
No, you won't.
no, I think you'll be fine. But it's the first weekend is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But you know,
No, I talked to my local theater. They're booked for like the whole first week, every showing.
Really? Well, yeah, but you live in a major city.
In California, yeah.
Yeah, so like if in New York, I've heard of a lot of theaters selling it, but also a lot of the theaters that are going to be playing it haven't put up shows yet. And there's going to be more shows, so it's not. If you think it's over, it's not completely over. If anyone,
Oh no, definitely no.
But
Oh, speaking of theaters, I don't know if you guys ever went to a Cinemark theater recently. I went. There was one that recently opened up, like literally last Thursday opened up. I went to go see the Peanuts movie in it. The chairs are couches.
Whoa.
I'm not making that up. The chairs are couches.
That's not too uncommon. Some theaters do that.
yeah.
They're doing that now?
Not mine.
Oh, I do like those Mickey Mouse shorts they put on YouTube.
Well, those are on TV also, so that doesn't count.
No, I know it doesn't count, but they're officially put on YouTube. If that counts as something.
Now that I'm thinking, hold on, Ford. Now that I'm thinking of, there's one called Danger Dolan Animations, and basically they post a video every week, and it's basically here's 10 things I bet you didn't know about, and I actually learned about why cats don't like being put in water,
Why?
and it's because their fur gets too heavy.
Oh. Oh, same with rabbits. You
So-
can't wash a rabbit, otherwise the weight of its own fur will kill itself.
Wait, is this animated?
Yeah, it's an animated thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, because Danger Dolan
I thought-
usually makes like top 10s, like top 10 mass suicides or something like that. And so this is
Mass top 10 murder suies of all time.
so we got like this animation spin-off thingy of an animated spin-off series based on top 10 videos.
Oh, like the Fonz goes to space, but for YouTube.
Yeah, this is the future now. This is where we're heading.
The Fonz never came back from space. We just left him.
Oh, no, that's where his career went. Okay, next question. Henry Robinson, Mr. HX1. Question: are there any movies that you're surprised haven't been remade yet? I'm personally surprised they have not remade Back to the Future for a modern day, considering that a few weeks ago was Back to the Future Day.
What's with this obsession everyone has of a Back to the Future remake? It's like it's not going to happen until Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis are dead because they have the rights.
I mean, it's like it's going to happen.
Also, like,
Everyone,
here's why they
it could happen, but the problem is the rights issue, and the people who have it refuse to let them. So it's a good 30 years out if it even happens. You know, I don't think they would, because they just made Future Day was actually the #1 movie that day, over new movies. Like just people seeing that marathon, that was the highest grossing movie that Wednesday. So I just don't. I like the Back to the Future movies, but I think you really couldn't remake that. Like, but I agree with this. Whoever the person who asked the question was, there are certain things that probably could be remade, but I kind of just don't get the obsession with that remake. Because it's Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis have said it's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised there hasn't been like an Austin Powers part 3 or anything.
You mean part 4?
Oh, part 4, yeah.
There was an Austin Powers.
I forgot Gold.
Or do an Austin Powers Shrek team up movie.
I mean, Mike Myers needs his career back too.
Yeah, Mike Myers hasn't done shit.
Wasn't there going to be like? Wasn't there going to be like a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover?
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I heard about that. Still might happen.
No fucking way.
No, I'm serious. That might happen. I could see there's certain things I don't know.
Why is everybody so asphyxiated with reboots? I don't get it. What's wrong with the original source material?
Well, it's a familiar brand. Like, watch this random movie, huh? A new gem movie. I guess I'll watch that. Ironically, could suck. You
didn't want to watch that. Ironically, you piece of shit.
Look, I knew it was gonna be bad, and I was like ready for it.
I think
I actually honestly thought that M. Night Shyamalan was going to reboot like Thundercats at one point. I don't know why.
Oh, wait, there's like an animation test for like a Thundercats movie online.
Oh yeah, I saw
yeah.
Which looked horrible.
It looked horrible.
The thing with
there was a Hong Kong Phooey animation test
with Eddie Murphy, yeah, and I can't find that anywhere anymore.
That.
You can't?
They released like a Hong Kong Phooey pilot test run for a movie and also a Marvin the Martian movie, I think.
Yeah, but the thing with Hong Kong Phooey was like eating the soap dish from the toilet. He was drinking from the toilet water. And he had like
it's like the beginning of Paddington.
Yeah, exactly. I actually love the Paddington books too, but I hated the movie. That movie was
I didn't get to see it.
I'm not a 5-year-old, so I didn't see it.
Oh, shut up!
You can do a remake of an old thing. You just have to give it a new context. You just can't do it so you're referencing the other movie. That kind of remake doesn't work. You have to give it a new context for the modern era, or have a reason beyond this is a property that will sell well.
Yeah.
Like do a Shaun of the Dead. That's what I always tell people, because that's a movie that, like, what is it? Oh, a guy in a relationship breaks up and then
Shaun of the Dead.
They're zombies.
Yeah,
that came out. That barely came out 10 years ago.
It came out like
it was over. It was 2002.
Yeah, but it's not worth. You can't remake that now.
No, you just shouldn't remake that.
No. Shaun. What I mean is that Shaun of the Dead, like that's a tribute to John Romero. John Romero? I forget which Romero.
George Romero.
George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Except replace them all with we call it a British pub, and you're set and good. But the difference is that like they added their own characters and their own comedy, and everybody still watches Shaun of the Dead to this day. I do, at least.
Yeah, so make like some sort of tribute to those kinds of movies, not like a remake.
Yeah, but I think you can. There's ways to do it, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head that should. Actually, you know what has never been remade? The one Universal monster that was never remade into anything was the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I think someone could do something with.
I want
but
that.
A lot of people have tried to do it, like John Carpenter tried. And actually, the guy who directed Hunger Games, his dad directed the original, and he was trying to do it. Like, if you read about the development of the remake, it's been going on for like 30 years, and they've never made it. But that's one I actually think would be cool. But you have to, like, just make it. It has to be a different kind of movie. That way, like, it's how the original The Thing from Another World and John Carpenter's The Thing are completely different, but they're both good movies. So if you do something like that, it can work. But if you just retread, you get Star Trek Into Darkness and no one gives a shit. It's like, make something good.
Or The Thing from 2012.
Well, that was a prequel.
Yeah, it was still a bad movie.
Oh, I didn't see it. I just know it was a prequel.
It was a bad movie. Actually, I'm surprised they haven't. What is it? Spawn. I'm surprised Spawn hasn't gotten a reboot.
Yeah, that too.
They've been trying, but it has.
Recently, there was a fan film, and the creator of Spawn, Todd McFarlane, said, you know what? We're going to do a Spawn movie. We're going to do it this time. Another one. But, they also been talking about The Crow.
Yeah, that got... They just signed a director to a holding deal.
Yeah.
Said they're going to make it in the next 6 months or something.
Yeah, literally like 2 days.
But they don't have a star.
Literally like 2 days ago, I saw a news report saying, they plan on filming in like March or May, around there.
Yeah, that's why they signed that guy down, because he said, like, apparently he was, whatever director they got, said, like, if you guys are you guys serious about this? Because he was like, because they've been talking about, like, Bradley Cooper was involved, like Tom Hiddleston, like a lot of people have been involved in this Crow reboot, and it still hasn't happened. But supposedly they are fairly serious. They signed this guy down that can't look for other work, and they paid him off. So it sounds like,
you know what? I'm surprised they haven't made an Earthworm Jim reboot, because that was originally going to be a movie back in 2009.
Yeah, for video games, Earthworm Jim, like, he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
He had an HD remake in 2009.
Yeah, like a full-on game.
Xbox 360.
I mean, I assume like Earthworm Jim would have like another game by now somewhere. Well, not just an HD remake.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But it was all over after part 3. Like,
you could do. I have a good idea for a remake. You could do Speed, but on a boat. It could be called Speed.
Speedboat.
Speed on the water. Speedboat. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's come up with that. That's a wholly original idea I just came up with.
Yeah.
Wait, are you serious, Jim? Because they did make a Speed 2.
Oh my God! What? Don't define that. That is the joke. That is the joke. Don't you just?
They made a second Speed movie on a boat. What?
Hello, and welcome to Coming Attractions. Tonight, we'll be reviewing Keanu Reeves in Speed Reading.
All right, hotshot. You think you're so smart? Let's see you read this book. Bogus. If you read under 50 words a minute, this book explodes. Ready? Begin. One fish, two, oh, fish. Red. It's fish, you idiot! Fish! Dude, now I lost my place.
That was not a clip. That was the entire movie.
The best Speed joke is the Homer Simpson joke. He goes, there was a movie about a bus that was speeding, and it had to maintain a certain speed, and if it didn't maintain that speed, it would blow up. I think it was called The Bus That Wouldn't Stop. That's my favorite Homer joke. It's like the dumbest joke in the world. But I actually saw Speed in theaters this year on film for my birthday. It was pretty cool. I like Speed. It's the best Die Hard ripoff ever.
Oh yeah, the post Die Hard era of action movies, the everyman action movies.
They would change it from Die Hard so White House Down is Die Hard in the White House, and Speed is Die Hard in a bus. But Speed's still really good. It's very silly and stupid, especially on film. It was like, I like Speed though. Keanu Reeves. That's my favorite Sandra Bullock movie. Well, after The Blind.
Oh.
Keanu Reeves, man. That's a guy who
That is a guy.
I appreciate
That's a guy.
That's a guy. I appreciate him more as an actor every year. I recently saw John Wick. That movie is fantastic. Holy shit! As much as I want to see a Bill.
Actually, you know what? I think that should be remade. But get the kid. We need someone newer because 2014 was a long time ago. Let's get the kid from Modern. I want the kid from Modern Family as John Wick. I want a 2015 reboot. 2014 doesn't speak to me. That was Obama was president then. Things were so different. People cared about the Kardashians. Things have changed. Yeah. It's 2015.
Oh yeah, people don't give a shit about the Kardashians anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Things are so different. Remember when I can't come up with more This bit is stupid. I'm sorry.
Next question.
Oh, wait. What about Bill and Ted 3?
No,
That's never happening.
It's never gonna happen. I mean, maybe, but that's not a reboot. That's a sequel.
Well, like a movie, you're surprised didn't get another sequel. Like,
well, I want another Mad Max, but that I wouldn't be surprised.
well, it'll be a while.
We're getting another Mad Max. We have 2 more Mad Max films coming.
I mean, I'm surprised we haven't seen another Zombieland. But I mean, they made a pilot for Amazon, but it was with different actors, and I heard a lot of horrible things about it.
Well, apparently their biggest deal with not making a sequel is they signed all those people when Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone weren't as big, and then when they wanted to do another one, they needed more money, and they were like, "Whoa, this will cost too much, so we're not going to do it."
Yeah. Oh wait, hey, they just released a trailer for the next Alice in Wonderland film, Through the Looking Glass. And Tim Burton is not the director.
No, it's James Bobbin who did the first Muppets movie.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the second one also. I think.
Yeah,
he did
Muppets
both.
Most Wanted.
Is it at least written by Tim Burton?
I don't think he has any involvement. He's just the producer.
I think he's getting a check.
Which
are you telling me you're giving me a reason to watch Alice in Wonderland the sequel?
I mean, the thing about Alice in Wonderland is like a lot of people saw it. Like it made over $1 billion. But the problem was that everyone I talked to seems to hate that movie in retrospect.
I'm curious how. What?
I hate that movie so much. I love the original Alice in Wonderland book. I love the original animated movie. I went to go see that film because I thought, oh, Tim Burton. I like Tim Burton. Maybe something good. I despise that film. Literally, here's how much I despise the film. I bought a copy of the movie and then I burned it. I took it, I lit it, burned it.
Why would you buy it?
Why would you fucking buy it?
Why would you buy that? You supported it. You literally gave them more money.
You should have been like me and just had somebody else buy it for you.
If you really hated it, you would have downloaded it, put it on DVDs, sold it to people who were going to buy the DVD and stolen money from them.
Yeah.
No, that would be supporting a movie.
But
you literally bought it.
You fuck.
No, you did support. I'm not saying support the.
You
okay,
moron.
Anyway, but I'm curious. The thing about the Alice in Wonderland movie is I'm curious if the sequel does well, if that'll affect how people will view the Avatar sequels, because I don't think if this one bombs, I think people will go. Maybe people will not want to actually see or they'll not invest as much in the Avatar sequels because they'll realize people don't like the original. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's it was like the 3D movie right after Avatar that became a huge hit.
Oh yeah, that and also Clash of the Titans, which I saw they delayed that movie for like a week just so they can put in 3D because they saw.
I remember that the 3D was supposed to. I never saw it. I saw the original, the Harryhausen one, but I didn't see.
I saw this in fucking theaters. Like we saw it midnight screening. Like we thought this was a good idea, and it was like, wow, this was boring as balls. And also the 3D looks like ass because, of course. It was never shot in 3D, but everything looks like a cardboard cutout. Like looks like a cutout of humans with a backdrop of like a cardboard background. It looks so fucking awful. It's shit.
Well, the best part is when the part in the ad where he goes, "Release the Kraken." That's the only good part. Yeah. I got the impression.
Which I recall the Kraken fight scene literally lasted like 20 seconds. I recall.
Oh, that sucks. If you're gonna release the Kraken, it has to be like epic.
Yeah.
You can't just like release the Kraken and then move on to something else.
Oh.
How long was the Rhino in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
The very fucking end of the movie, like right before it ends.
Well, it was at the beginning. It was the bookends of the film to put another villain in for Sinister Six. That'll never happen.
Yeah, because
so
Marvel.
What's the new deal? What's the new deal between Marvel and Sony now? It's like Marvel puts Spider-Man in the Avengers, and then Sony like gets to make.
Oh, basically, Sony gets profit, but they're not touching the films. Marvel is touching the films. Well, Marvel has all. They do all the funding and they do all the creative control, and Sony's just getting the profit.
That's not exactly. Well, what the deal is
pretty much.
They let them do it, but Kevin Feige's producing the Spider-Man movie, but Sony does get some input into the casting and to the Spider-Man movies, but they just collect checks for the movies that Spider-Man is in, but that aren't Spider-Man movies. But the deal only lasts until the end of, I think, Infinity War, until that was over, and another Spider-Man sequel. I don't know if they'll continue on with Spider-Man in the MCU.
I just hope the MCU fucking dies after Infinity War.
You don't like it?
No, I do like it. It's just that it can't sustain itself for this long.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking that when I watched Avengers 2. I was like, I enjoy this, but you guys are going to get to a point where it's going to have like 20 different superheroes, and the general public's like, why are you seeing this nerd movie, nerd? And they're not going to be into it anymore. Because it's like clearly going down that path. Like, there's no way.
I think Disney just needs to keep their hands out of the projects a little bit, because it's weird. They give Guardians of the Galaxy to James Gunn, and James Gunn's like, oh yeah, I'll do whatever I want, and everybody loves it. But when Edgar Wright is like, hey, I want to make my Ant-Man film, Disney's like, no. So
that's kind of what kind of happened with that. Was Marvel's been restructured since then, and Kevin Feige's in charge now, and the guy who was kind of running everything, this Russian billionaire guy who's running the financial, has been pushed out of the movie side. And so we're not going to have those problems anymore. But also, I think James Gunn was okay with working by committee and compromising, and Edgar Wright wasn't as into that. But it was also that the creative committee behind Marvel was frustrating, but that has been taken out. So I think Edgar Wright could come in now, and it could have worked out a little better. But the people who ruined Edgar Wright doing Ant-Man have been taken away from the Marvel movies, because Disney realized that was a problem, and they restructured Marvel because of it, which is good, but we won't see the repercussions of that until after Doctor Strange, because those movies, Civil War and Doctor Strange, were too far into development at that point.
I just want my Squirrel Girl movie.
Oh, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
She'll be a character far to the left or something.
She'll have maybe 2 frames in the entire film.
Oh, hey, next question. Fritz.
Oh, sorry.
What was the question?
I don't even remember. Who cares? Hey, Fritz Bochard. Question for everyone. If you could only bring only one Loki IRL character into real life, which one would you pick and why?
Which one can kill me?
Come on, man. We know why you chose this one.
Yeah. It's a question for me and me alone, so everyone leave. This is my house.
Okay, hey Jim, want to come get a pizza with me while Pan fucking gushes over his own shit?
Let's see, which character do I want?
What kind of toppings do you want?
I think, do you like pepperoni and sausage?
Which character I would want to bring to life, huh? Which one would I want to fight?
I want pineapple.
Jim, what kind of toppings do you want?
Fuck the skeleton girl. She's awesome.
I mean, I want pepperoni and sausage.
I'm gonna fuck the skeleton.
All right, I'm gonna call the pizza place up. I'm gonna hold the phone up.
Wait. What about me? I want pineapple.
I don't care. I like pineapple. Fuck off.
Okay, and final question.
What's your deal with pineapple? Wait. Final question.
Okay.
Is that it?
I want to fuck the skeleton girl. Yes. Okay, next question. Katrina.
Pizza Hut.
My
Pizza
skeleton.
Hut. Wait, you guys like Pizza Hut?
My skeleton Katrina character.
Wait. Oh, are you calling? Are you ringing right now?
Yeah. Who am I calling?
Final question for you. What cartoon deserves an MMO of its own?
Pan, I'm trying to order a fucking pizza.
Charlie Brown.
We were gonna do a bit.
Yeah, we were gonna do a fucking bit.
Fine, go order your pizza.
Okay.
Hello.
Hold on.
Who is this? This is Domino's.
Why the fuck do you sound like Chris?
Because my name is Christopher. So we're 2 totally different people.
Okay, the bit was ruined. Pan, go on, ask the
Screw you. I'm funny.
For you says
funny.
Question: what cartoon deserves an MMO of its own?
MMOs suck. This question sucks. Ask
what's MMO?
A massively multiplayer online game like World of Warcraft.
Oh,
Charlie Brown.
someone with like a lot of characters. The Simpsons could do one.
You can go on quests as Charlie Brown, like one of Charlie Brown's friends. Like
doesn't Oliver Twist have a lot of characters? Probably.
Like you can complete missions. Like you can like try to kick the football and like you level up.
I still say Adventure Time.
There's other quests like you can give Charlie Brown therapy and skill sets like therapy, footballs, talking to adults. Like those are those are things you can do in the game.
Oh, I would like one based on the ever popular film Willow. I think it would really take off.
What the hell is Willow? Wait, that sounds familiar.
Wait, you don't know what Willow is? You know what Willow is. Look up Willow.
We should do one on Willow. I would like one on no, just Willow. I'm okay with that. Willow did have an RPG on the NES, so.
No. How about a regular show?
No, how about
I don't think that could work. It's not as many.
Mow the
characters.
lawn. I think it's a game where you mow the lawn. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Like remember? Okay.
I want some chicken fingers.
If anyone remembers the video game console, the portable game console, the Gizmondo, one of their flagship titles was "Mama, Can I Mow the Lawn?"
Mama, Can I Mow the... Yeah, I remember that one. I actually played the demo to that one. That game is horrible.
Look, you don't have much options on the Gizmondo. You also got the game Sticky Balls.
You got blue balls, green balls, yellow and all. I'm gonna get them sticky balls.
Sticky with some sticky balls.
But I guess serious questions, like, remember Family Guy had an MMO?
Yeah, and that was terrible.
Like, I remember there was, like, these statistics that said, like, 90% of the players didn't get past the first stage. Most of the people didn't even do the missions. They just walked around quoting Family Guy to each other.
That sounds like middle school in 2005.
Yeah, it's kind of like Newgrounds. Like
the biggest problem with MMOs is that they cost a lot of money. Like even the Star Wars Old Republic MMO by BioWare, like that never really gained a profit at the end of the day. Like people bought it, people played it, and the servers are still up. But in terms of profit and bank, no one ever really got close to World of Warcraft. Everybody was like, we'll make, 10%, not bad.
It reminds me of the story of that Lego MMO that came out. It was basically an MMO and you could build Lego stuff and shit in it. And of course, people are going to build dicks. So I don't remember verbatim what the story was. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But basically, the abridged version of it is that Lego was like, okay, developers, you got to make sure no dicks. And the developers are like, what? And then Lego was like, you need to make sure there are no fucking dicks in this game, okay? We're fucking serious here. If one dick slips by, we're fucked. So what the developers did, they had to like code like all the software and shit to detect when people were building Lego dicks. And it took up so much time and so much resources. That's why the MMO got canned, was because they just spent too much time on dick searching software.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And dicks ruin everything.
Hey, as a gay man, I believe that dicks do not ruin everything.
I'm sorry.
You know Omegle and Chat Roulette?
Yeah, everybody remembers Omegle and Chat Roulette.
I recall there was a news article saying that they wanted to create dick detection software, like genital recognition software, to like automatically block people, but I guess it was just too ambitious.
It's a lot easier just to block people.
I remember that. I saw a GIF of these two people that looked like they're both like they were on Chat Roulette, and it looked like they're both masturbating, and then they brought their hands up and they're actually polishing shoes.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. That was a funny.
That was me.
Other things that deserve an MMO, but yeah, Simpsons, I would want, and just like another open world Simpsons video game, like Hit and Run.
Something with enough, like South Park could do it. Like you'd have to have a
South Park did it. South Park did do
an RPG.
No, they didn't do an MMO. They did an RPG. They did the first one, which was Stick of Truth, and the second one is The Fractured But Whole. And so those are good. But even then, the amount of resources it takes is just too much money.
Yeah, to keep the servers up. Like, I still have like the installed discs for City of Heroes and Star Wars Galaxies, which Star Wars Galaxies was pretty shitty. Like, everyone hated that MMO.
I thought that MMO lasted for like a decade.
Yeah, it did last, but like, I don't know. I remember playing it, and it's like, this isn't how a video game works, because you could literally like walk up the side of a mountain like no problem. It felt so buggy, like it didn't feel complete at all.
Did you guys ever play the Elder Scrolls Online?
No, we're not nerds.
No, you're not nerds. Like, that's a perfect example of why, MMOs don't really work anymore.
No.
It used to work in the early 2000s, but now we have mobile games and everybody's like Clash of Clans. Yay!
Free-to-play games have taken over the MMOs. Oh, remember when, what was it? I think it was Champions Online, DC's MMO, like, I think it was up for like a couple of months and then it immediately went to free-to-play. Like, no one was buying this. Everyone gave up on it.
Well, because when you do free to play, you can at least get like, oh, this person will put $1, this person will put $1, and if you get enough people, you end up with $1 million. So
unless you just get a bunch of moochers. Oh, but remember PlayStation?
Oh, Kanye West. I don't know if you guys know this, but like Kanye West went on Twitter and was like, fuck mobile games. Seriously, whoever thinks it's okay to like let your daughter spend $30 million on an app is stupid.
No, I think he was complaining about the fact that they're advertising things to buy on a children's game. That part of it.
Well, the funny part about that is that his wife Kim Kardashian makes millions of dollars off of her game that does the exact same thing.
Well, fuck.
That was what everyone was reacting to.
Well, that's not a kid's game, is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, I mean the kid's part is right, but he was reacting to something like that. A lot of people went, "Wait, doesn't your wife make like a lot of money off of doing that exact thing?"
Kanye West doesn't care. It's Kanye West.
Yeah, it's Kanye. Kanye West doesn't think things through. He just like says shit.
Hey, he's speaking for us. Another MMO. Like, what's something so boring that's like it deserves an MMO? Like.
Oh, like Law and Order. That would be a great.
In Law and Order, the game, there's like a murder every square, like 20 feet. Like everyone's solving a case. That's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, you'd have Criminal Intent, SVU, and regular Law and Order, and all the other spin-offs.
Yeah, but you have to buy the expansion packs. But I think we need like Teletubbies, the MMO.
I would be into that.
No, Oogie Loves.
Oh yes, Oogie Loves does deserve an MMO.
You get to battle with Christopher Lloyd at the very end. That's the final battle. Once you level to level 50, like you're an ultimate Oogie.
Wait, did you see Oogie Loves?
No.
Did you see it?
Hey, what about Hey Arnold, the MMO?
We're talking about Oogie Loves.
Yeah, we're talking about Oogie Loves right now, all right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you see Oogie Loves, Jim, in theaters?
No, I kind of regret not seeing it, to be honest, just because I could say I did it. I should have seen Oogie Loves. It was like apparently a lot of critics were told by their editors, or like professional critics were told by the editors like that Monday or Tuesday, like, look, you have to see Oogie Loves before Thursday because it's leaving every theater in sight, so you can review it because everyone wants to hear about it.
It has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But it's actually one of the highest, the biggest box office bombs ever. Like it cost $20 million, but it only made $1 million.
I think Gem broke that record.
But the thing about Gem is Gem was a lot less expensive.
Gem was a bomb that they could survive. Like, it's $5 million. Like, that's why it was so low, so that if he failed, they could be like, eh.
Yeah.
Which kind of stinks. Like, what does that really say for your financial structures? Oh, put $5 million in this movie that a lot of people are fans of, but no one's going to watch.
They could have given that to charity.
They could put that into a better movie. How about take $5 million from the CGI department in Transformers, because nobody cares about the CGI in Transformers, and put it into Gem, and now you got $10 million.
That's literally the only reason anyone watches Transformers.
Yeah.
Dude,
have you seen the fourth one? The CGI is terrible.
I heard a lot of people talking about how terrible it is. Oh, and there's a My Little Pony doll that turns into a gun.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of funny, actually. Why? Because we're giving little girls guns. That's why. Bang, bang, bang.
Any last MMO ideas?
No. Maybe My Own Life, but I think My Life is already an
Mr.
MMO.
Rogers, the MMO.
Moonbeam City, the MMO.
That would actually be cool, so that doesn't count. XX Bentlight X. Question, what is your internet white whale? Something you saw once or twice randomly but can never find again.
Ooh.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I
have
remember.
a lot of these, actually.
I have like 20 of these. This is a good one. The first one I remember is that there was a, what's it called? Video Killed the Radio Star music video where some guy like literally starts off, he's driving a car, and then all of a sudden the frame rips like paper, and then he's driving a car, but it's like a hand-drawn animated car, and then his face changes like 20,000 times, and then he goes into a vortex, and then the vortex is kind of like when he goes into this world of like Beavis and Butthead Do America when they go on drugs, and you get Rob Zombie artifacts all over the place. It was really weird. I've spent the past like 2 years. I can't find it on YouTube for the love of me.
Damn.
It was so awesome.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else got lost things that they can't find again?
Well, you know what? Actually, more of mine are things that haven't made it online yet. Like just weird stuff I saw on TV,
like
that I thought would be online. Like I think I mentioned it before that when the Weekend Mallrats came out.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
There are all these specials that on MTV, which I still haven't found. There was this bookstore in Baltimore. It's called Atomic Books, and they used to have a late night on Saturday. They used to have a show, and it would just show random film clips or cartoons or weird movies. And I always wish like someone had taped more of those, and I haven't been able to find that. There was a couple like articles, like I'd read a fact about a certain movie, and then I'd go back years later and it's suddenly not there. And I'm always like, what happened? Like that seemed to be like everyone believed that, and then it's just like the one about Blair Witch. It took me a while to find it. That the main thing that cost that the main expense for that movie was a GPS system, because GPS systems weren't common then. It cost like most of the movie's budget, but I couldn't. It took me forever to find an article about it. It's like stuff. More of it's stuff like that where I read like a fact and I'll be like, wait, where'd that fact go? It was right here.
Nolan, you got one?
Not that I can think of, honestly, no. Most of what I usually see is on Tumblr, and I come across it in the end eventually, so... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to be boring. I'm going to be boring and saying nothing.
Well, I guess...
Can I talk about a white whale that I found out like 2 days ago? Like, I finally found the video. Okay, so back in 2006, when Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 was coming out, there was a trailer on TV. It was Saturday morning, and it had a farmer. The farmer is basically just standing in the middle of a field. And he's hearing a sound over the mountains. What's going on? And then before you know it, this blue hedgehog just like runs at the speed of light through the field. And then they say Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 must buy. And I remember that back in 2006, and that was the sole reason I bought that game. We're not going to talk about how bad the game is. The game itself is terrible. I think I spent like what was it, like 7
this commercial?
years trying to. You probably have it, yeah. I found it 2 days ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. That made me,
Thanks for fucking nothing.
Yeah, way to go, asshole. But
what did I do?
You ruined everything. You wasted everyone's time here. But the one
at least I came on the podcast. Maybe if Nolan can pull for me, I might come back another time.
Hey, but the white whale
Sorry.
I was thinking about this one video a long time ago. Like, this was early days of YouTube, 2006, 7, around there. It was just like a skit of these two guys playing Super Smash TV on their Super Nintendo. And they're like, hey, you want to play Super Smash TV? Yeah, man, I love Super Smash TV. And they're playing it, and eventually they die, and they keep saying, fuck, shit. Why do we keep swearing? Because swearing helps us feel good, because we're expressing our emotions. And eventually they start playing Super Smash TV even more, and they're like playing like really hardcore into it. Like, they just keep going and going, like, and eventually they make it to like pretty far in the game, like one of the bosses, and eventually like one of the other guys gets so fed up that he gets the Super Nintendo cord of the controller and wraps it around the other guy, and he starts choking him, and like he's struggling to loosen himself from the strangling.
Is this a fetish video?
But eventually he just goes limp, and he dies, and that was the end of the video.
Wow.
So
that was something.
So that's the end of the podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you?
Oh, come on. One more question.
We're done.
No, I gotta return this movie to Redbox.
What the fuck? Yeah. So I'm Pan.
This podcast sponsored in part by Redbox.
No, we're not really sponsored. We could get in trouble if we say these things. Hey,
sponsored by Redbox.
We're sponsored by Redbox and Blockbuster Music.
Oh, there's a Blockbuster still in my town. But I'm.
Wait, there is?
Yeah, it's.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's a Blockbuster in my town.
Are you serious? You're not joking?
No, it's there. I see it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I
make a video about that shit. That is a white whale, Pan. That's a white whale. You're joking, right?
No, I saw it.
There's a Blockbuster.
Hey, there's a Blockbuster in my town too.
Oh.
Damn.
Really?
I'm not. Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway.
Well, okay, it's not technically my town, but it's like a 45-minute drive. But yeah, there's a Blockbuster around here.
So this is the end of the podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
Hold on. Wait, there's one more white male whale. Oh, wait, I'm unzipping my pants. Oh, shit, there it is!
Oh, God.
Good
I
one.
don't even know.
Well, I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
I'm Nolan. Thank God it's over.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Chris. Please tell Pan I want to put me back. I want to come back. I don't do any. I literally have nothing else to do on the weekends. I just go home.
That's the end of today. Next video is Jimmy Neutron. Goodbye, every pony. Bye. Kill us out, Emily.
Bye.
Stephanie.
Bye.
Every pony.
All the
Small things.
true care
Truth brings.
I'll take one lift. Your ride.
Best trip. Always. I know.
You'll be at my show watching.
Waiting.
Concentrating. Say it ain't so. I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home.